Ready,
Ready?
ready, Freddy.
Uh, do not show we are live. Waiting for it. There we go. All right, what's up, everybody?
Hey, you guys. Smoke-N-Sass here. Smoke over there with the blue sweater, as y'all could kind of guess. And of course, I'm Sass.
I think your sass has been quite noticeable.
Nuh-uh.
Nah. Yeah. All
So
right.
I will tell you that
Oh,
that
oh.
that little emoji that you put up there to say hi to Woodchuck, which, by the way, what's up, Woodchuck? That emoji, that is a really fucked up looking emoji. That looks like a part of a body. Like you can see the bone.
I thought it was just metallic. Like
Nah,
looks like a
nah.
robot arm
It does,
on
but
the
there's like,
on the phone. It looks like a robot arm.
huh? It doesn't look like that on the computer.
No, well, yeah. My bad. Moderate me. Moderate me. Anyway, what's up, guys? It is Friday, man. Thank God. Weird fucking week. What about you, Death Kitty?
Definitely strange. Boo-doo-doo. Bum, 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 bum. Boo-doo-doo. Bum, 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 bum.
What?
I was trying to sing the background to the X-Files theme song.
Oh, yeah. You can get us copyrighted. Come on.
I
Why you
only
gotta
did
do
a few
that?
seconds.
Hey, that's all it takes. Just a few seconds. No bastards will get you. So, Woodchuck, just chilling, got kids to bed, about to watch a new episode of Fire Country with my wife. I'll pop back in. Sure, man, you're good, bro.
Hell yeah, is that show any good? Let us know.
For sure, for sure. All right, guys, gonna wait, see if the chat pops off a little bit more here. But, Death Kitty, anything you want to kick us off with here?
I usually let you start.
Um, I need a second. Go ahead. Jump on in.
Hmm. So, what do you guys know about Gobekli Tepe?
Oh,
You know,
shit, damn.
yeah,
We're starting off with that.
I want to, yes. Because I have good news. I have good news.
What's the good news?
So,
Do
what
you
do
want to
you,
share it or you want to wait?
well, I know, I do want to share it, but what do you
Okay.
know about it?
You talking to me or you talking to?
Yes, you.
Okay. Okay. Um, I mean, I know everything that we've talked about watching the show and everything. It's like basically the
The
runes.
gift
And,
that
yeah,
that
yeah,
showed the
yeah,
gift, yeah. Okay,
yeah. Like the
so,
runes, and they've been doing like a lot of construction on it, like around it and stuff, kind of defacing it more or less. And I
mm-hmm,
think they even closed off a couple entrances that they dug out, or didn't they?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what else they were doing? They were planting
Um.
trees around this beautiful site. And what do trees do? They have to have roots.
Yeah.
And that is horrific thing to do. Common sense, right? For this site. And this dude, his handle on IG and YouTube, it's Bright Insight. His name is Jimmy. He is a researcher, but he also he knows his shit. He knows archaeology and everything else. And he was calling them out, and he actually did some research and found out that the reason why they weren't really excavating like they were supposed to, like they were supposed to have way more done. I'll go back and take a bait by now. And the reason why they weren't, he found out why. He found out why they were planting trees. He found out why it's almost like they were trying to cover up the site again and not really reveal or give anything to the public about this site. And basically, he made a connection there, and that connection was basically somebody with the WHO is
Huh.
directly involved with this. And because there's that connection, that always makes you think, okay, what's really going on here? Why are they trying to cover up the site? But luckily, this dude, he's been calling it out for a good minute. Um, he makes YouTube videos, everything else, whatever. He calls them out. He doesn't give a shit. And finally, guess what? They are removing the trees, which I am a tree lover. Yes, nothing wrong with trees, but just not on those kind of sites.
So, what was the point to the trees?
It would eventually ruin the site.
Oh, because of the roots and everything growing through and
Mm-hmm.
busting through. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if maybe they were trying to absorb something out of it, out of the ground, maybe. Because, like, was it just in that show, or like, is that actually part of like the Göbekli Tepe like lore? Is that it was like more or less like a site for like rebirth and like regeneration?
Right. So, if you look at Graham Hancock's Ancient Apocalypse, he does talk about how this site was what is believed to be a place where everybody goes and, like, the hunter gatherers, the hunters mean so, would go there at least once a year. But it kind of makes me almost believe like it was more of a religious site as well.
Yeah. Hmm. I I don't know, man. Wasn't I'm trying to remember. I know that it's been some years, but didn't they like weren't they saying that they were using that man, what the hell is it called? The basically the weapon that they're using to basically use like sound waves and frequencies and everything to cause earthquakes and all that shit. Didn't they say that they used that on it too on the site?
I don't remember. By the way, I don't know if I might lose you, babe. I'm getting notification after notification will not stop about system notification helper that a system restart is needed to complete an update process. But I keep clearing out the messages and I keep getting them, and I'm getting them like up to 7 at a time.
Huh. Probably just a
Mm-hmm.
glitch. Probably just a
Mm-hmm.
glitch. Okay. All right. Jump in.
I don't know what I'm jumping in for. Okay. Let's see here.
Hold on. Let me jump in.
Okay. Standard Man is in here trying to help. See, I keep doing that and they keep popping up. Give it a second.
There. Just quit the. Yeah, just quit the process because it's keeps running and it's glitched out or something. So
Okay. Gotcha.
if it happens again, let me know.
All right. Well, Stoner Man fixed it, at least for now, until I can do a restart on my computer. So, heck yeah. He is amazing. He is the dude behind everything. He is the IT guy. He is amazing. So, he knows his stuff.
Heck yeah. Thank you. All right. So, one thing I wanted to hit on was got a couple updates real quick that I just wanted to hit, make sure everyone everyone hears, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. But so we are going to officially make this show a podcast. What we're gonna do, man, I'm getting some hella lag here, guys. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to actually take this show to a full on podcast. I'm still kind of researching some stuff, but this will be like on YouTube podcast. This will be on eventually on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iffy about AudioCast, stuff like that. Man, there seems to be a shit ton of podcast apps, so we're trying to hit just the ones people actually use. So if any of you guys use a podcast app other than like Spotify or Apple Podcast, whatever, please let us know. We'd love to put these up on there for you guys. Also, that leads us to something. We got an announcement coming soon. One of the things we've been talking about, kind of teasing for a few months now. Got something new coming. We're going to be announcing that probably in a week, I'd say, roughly, give or take. But yeah, I really think this is going to be something awesome for everybody. I don't want to say too much yet, but it's going to combine all of our efforts. We're all about helping independent musicians and everything, but we've talked about independent businesses and even, contractors, anybody. I mean, everybody down to like, the choreographers for like independent artists on their music videos and everything. We want to help promote everybody, producers, everything. Branch out to small mom-ups, local businesses. I think that we can, take this whole concept and take it universal and really try to bring good to more than just one area. So yeah, we're going to be announcing that probably in a week or so. So stay tuned for that. We're just going to do a little, just random live on it, announce it, all that good stuff, and then start kind of promoting it for everybody. All right, Death Kitty. I think we got business out of the way. So,
taking care of business.
Copyright. That I'll be taking care of business. So, man, they did you hear about what was it, 400 million we're sending a week to the Taliban? I think it was through the USAID.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not surprising. We were already sending thousands of dollars to them.
Oh, I mean, dude, we were giving money to pretty much
Everybody.
every group, man. And it's like, man, there's so many people that can't put fucking food on the table, man. They're barely paying their mortgage or their rent, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, we're funding people that wanna off us, man. And these people are so fucking angry that we are looking into this and discovering this. It's like, dude, like everybody knows that you're just making yourself look guilty as fuck. Like they don't even realize that they're basically admitting guilt by getting so offended by this, man.
Right.
Like, I mean, dude, there's shit all over social media and everything. Oh yeah, look what Trump did to me, and look what Elon did to me, and all that. I'm like, I don't really feel sorry for you because, dude, you're working, but you're not contributing anything, man. I believe everybody should have a right and the opportunity to go out and find honest work and do it and get a handsome paycheck for it, earn what they deserve. But if you're not contributing shit and you're actually costing money, why would you continue to get paid and still have a job? So
Hmm.
I can't feel bad for you. Go find an honest job where you contribute something and maybe help build something greater, whatever it may be, and earn an honest paycheck from it. But
Right.
that's just me. I don't know. I guess I'm dumb or something.
Babe, you and I both know that you're not.
I don't know. It's just funny to say because they treat us like we're dumb, like we're the idiots.
Right. Yeah, they pretty much all do. They all treat us like we're idiots and that we don't know really what's going on. But in the meantime,
That
they're just
was,
doing stuff right in front of your face and you see it for what it is and you call it out and they're like, I never said that. I never did that.
I know, and then it's like, dude, like people are like screenshotting every post you make, everything you say, and they're archiving that for a moment when you contradict yourself, and they're going to say, "Oh, hey, look, check it out. No,
Right, right.
you said this before."
And there's nothing wrong with like, dude, if unfortunately the world we live in, there are so many people that can be fake and everything else, so like it's understandable. But whenever you have somebody obviously contradicting themselves from one sentence to the other,
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah, and I don't know, man. Like they want to make us feel so alone, and you know, you get spammed with these, videos of these people basically screaming, having a mental breakdown, blaming others for, basically something that's their problem alone, whatever the case may be. You get flooded with this, and it's like they're trying to make you feel like, oh, look at all these people. There's so many people out there against us. There's so many people out there against us. I was talking to the guy about that today. I was like, hey, but you remember, look at a fucking map on the election results. You see what the majority vote was, literally. So there's not that many out there, man. I mean, there are, but percentage wise, there's not. Like, we are the majority. The people who are like, hey, we're done with this, man. We are done
right,
struggling. We're done funding dumb shit. We have lost touch with our roots as a country, as what we thrive for and need in life. I mean, dude, the American dream was like the greatest thing for a fucking reason, because you had an opportunity at life, whether it was work, land, homestead, whatever. You had an opportunity. All you had to do was work for it. You had to want it and you had to work for it. And somewhere along the line, people are like, we're gonna cheat, and we're gonna play dirty, and we're gonna make sure that we take that away from them.
right,
But I mean, dude, I don't think anybody is entitled to anything in this world except for freedom and opportunity, man.
absolutely.
You know,
And I mean, that says that right there in the Constitution. Everybody should have that. But unfortunately, the way they're making America, or at least, before this administration took office, the way they've been slowly working on America for the last like 50 plus years, they're trying to take away those things a chip at a time. And each generation is not used to as many rights as the generation before. And it's just like
oh, yeah.
looking at it, it's horrific.
I mean, dude, like it's almost an exponential deal. Like, you know, every decade, it's like was twice as bad as the decade before it. So you had, this decade, okay, it was bad. This next decade, twice as bad. The next decade after that was four times as bad as that first decade. Like I mean, dude, just look at the last 10 years, man. Like, what in the hell? Dude, I never ever thought the world was going to be the fucking mess that it is today.
Right. None of us
Like,
ever would have expected this. The
well,
way
I mean,
as bad as it got.
yeah, but I mean, like, dude, I mean, I knew it was getting bad. I knew we were going downhill. I never trusted the damn government. I never felt like the government was ever necessary. I never needed them to tell me how to live or what to do. And, I knew that they were gaining too much control, all of that. It was obvious. I mean, you saw it in life. But just, I guess the speed of it. I never expected the speed of it. I knew it would be this bad eventually, but are you there, Death Kitty? I don't have your audio at all.
There we go. That better?
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But man, so one thing I did want to talk on too, speaking of opportunity, and you know, I covered this in the reel on the IG, man. But dude, we're here to help people, and we're we don't make judgments lightly. We do look at character. We do look at your actions. We look for even the things you say. I mean, even though actions are speak louder than words, the comparison of your actions and your words show whether or not you're going to be a hypocrite. You're going to go against your word. Sometimes people need those people in their life that they've shown their actions enough that they don't need to see them every time. They just need to hear the words because they know, hey, they will stand by their word and do what they said they were going to do. So we look at all of that, and dude, we're here to help people, and we're talking about America and freedom and all of that. We do have a judicial system, as messed up as it may be. There are still some fundamental laws and rights that I believe are crucial, and one of those is as simple as innocent until proven guilty. We're not going to go against anybody who has not been proved guilty, or at least, hey man, there's a lot of suspicious shit here. We're gonna think about this one. But we do try to take everything as a whole. We don't believe in just jumping on bandwagons. We are independent in our thoughts, man, like we all should be. But hey, Patriot, what's up, man?
Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Patriot.
Oh, I didn't see Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy. See, there. She is. Okay. Hey, Chrissy, what's going on? But but yeah. So, and one thing, and this is just my opinion. To each their own. However you guys want to handle it. But anybody out there who is facing backlash from, somebody just talking smack or jump on a bandwagon or whatever, like, my best advice is just keep rolling, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, as long as it's coming from the heart and you mean well. Nothing can stop you, man. And this is not anyone at all. This is as a whole. Covers everybody, man. We're gonna do our best to be there for everyone, and we're not going to jump to conclusions. We believe in innocent until proven guilty, and as soon as we do see guilt, we are going to stop helping. If you aren't standing by your word, if you're not trying to be honest and be authentic, and if you don't stand by your community and your people, stuff like that, man, things that show lack of character or weak character, we don't fuck with that, man. So
Absolutely. And another thing, I'm just going to bring this up. I don't deal with shit stirs. So if you're going to stir the pot and you're going to talk shit and you can't back it up, and you can't back it up with any damn receipts and you're just going to talk your shit, I'm done with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And once again, guys, this is against nobody in particular. This goes for everybody and anybody. Um, we we see signs of a lot of drama coming, particularly within this community and everything. And things we're working on, we're gonna stir the pot. We're gonna make some enemies, guys, because anybody who tries to do the right thing goes against that grain, they get enemies, man. So we know drama's coming. We know some shit's gonna get, the pot's gonna get stirred and all of that. And dude, we're we need to all stand together. We need to make independent thoughts. We need to think for ourselves, make our own judgments. And people around you are going to try to sway you. People are going to try to pit you against others. People are going to, try to get you to side with them on what they believe about somebody else. Man, just stick by what you feel in your heart is right, man. That is the only thing y'all can do. Stick by what's in your heart, and you know you won't make a wrong decision, man, because even if it's not, you look back and say it's not the right decision, I didn't make the right decision at that time, at least you can say you did it with conviction, and that you honestly weighed everything, all the facts, the knowledge that you had, everything, and you made what you thought was the most informed, most right decision you could. So Chrissy said, "Bring back a moral compass." Love it. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't feel like a lot of the newer generation know what the right thing to do is, and you know, like we are talking to somebody who's talking about, hey, need to learn from your elders. That is true, man. I believe your elders have more to teach you than a school or an education system can. I believe education's good for the three R's. Reading, writing, arithmetic, and book knowledge. But you need life knowledge. Like you need to know how to carry yourself, how to treat people. How to treat yourself, how to be a man, how to be a woman, things like that. You can't learn that in school. School shouldn't be teaching you that. Razor Ricky said, "Yeah, sometimes people just have nothing else to do." Literally, absolutely, absolutely.
And what makes me so sick about people like that, they don't know the level of what that can affect. And that's sickening. That can affect somebody's career. It can affect their family, their fucking loved ones. It has a trickle down effect, a domino effect, and people don't give a shit. And
Well,
that's what concerns me.
I don't think but it's not always they don't give a shit. It's a lot of time people just don't think. They don't think about that domino effect, and you know, I mean, yes, it does ruin all that thing and affect those areas in people's lives. But you start creating these divides and everything, and some divides are good. I mean, like, you got people over here doing fucked up shit that is wrong. Yeah, it's okay to separate from those people. But when you start saying, "Hey, we're all here for a purpose," and you're starting a divide between somebody for no reason, that's the problem. Now, however, there are people in the community that you know we need to understand that they are affecting us. They are trying to sway us. There is cancer inside the community. Creek Squad, whatever it may be, there's cancer growing in every community, no matter what it is, and they're trying to rot that community from the inside out.
Right.
And we need to be aware and know how to recognize that, so we can make sure We're not tainted. We're not corrupted by that cancer.
Right. Absolutely.
So Chrissy said, if you can't respect self, how can you respect others, or others give respect to you? Absolutely. And I'm a believer in respect is earned, not given. But there are times where respect should be automatically given to an extent. I mean, you don't just disrespect everybody because they haven't proven themselves to you yet. Like, you know, simple things like yes sir, yes ma'am, holding doors open for people, just little things like that, man. Like, letting the elderly person, cut in front of you in line, whatever it may be, man, just showing respect. Certain things like that should be given automatically. Say you give that respect automatically to somebody, they start disrespecting you, you're like, dude, what the hell, what have I fucking done to you, man? It's okay to pull that back. Be like, yeah, all right, fuck you, man, whatever. Like, but then say that person ends up doing something that really gains your respect. You're like, hey, maybe this dude just had a bad day or some shit, like he showed something about his character, he showed who he was, and he did give me some respect there. I'm gonna give that back to him. Like it's it's like that positive negative flow in the universe. You've got protons and you've got electrons. You've got your positive terminal and your negative terminal. You have matter and antimatter. Everything has like this opposite, and it's all trying to find its balance, and everything. And that's everything in life is balance. It's being fluid and being able to adapt. And the way you handle a situation, you have to be fluid. You can't use a template for every situation. Like that's the problem. I feel like a lot of salesmen have just gotten to like a formula, man. The good ones, they're fluid. They're able to adapt to their customer and adapt to the situation. Say they're trying to shoot the shit and the conversation starts taking a downturn, they can flip that conversation. They're fluid with the situation. We got Gabe.
Hey, Gabe. Patriot from the Hood says, I learned that everyone has a job, good and bad. And some people's job is just to be bad. Even if they end up homeless and alone, they will do it. They don't care, and it's sad, and they keep doing it. It's sad. That's so
Yes.
true. Chrissy says, that right there, Stoner, is respecting self when you can do those respectful things to others 100%.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So Razor said we'll be dropping a final non-professional single within the week. Within the
Maybe
next
make
week,
him a
guys.
moderator. Make him a
Yeah,
moderator to where he can share his page on here.
yeah,
Razor
sure.
Ricky, he's gonna make him a moderator to where he can share your page. That's why we always have so many moderators. If any of you are not a moderator and you want to share your page, let us know in the chat.
Heck yeah, for sure. But he said within the next week, guys, gonna try to make it a real storytelling, catchy one. Can't wait to announce it everywhere. Heck yeah. We're excited, man. We're excited.
Hell yeah.
Gabe said, what are we talking about tonight? And we're talking about everything, dude. We just go with the flow. But we're just talking about respect, man. Just, you know, being adaptable to the situation, knowing, hey, when to give respect, when to pull it back, just talking about blah, blah, blah. Gobekli Tepe.
I went
That's what we
there.
covered so
I
far.
did, Gabe.
Yeah,
I went there,
that
did
was
some
you.
ancient.
But yeah, guys. Since we got Gabe in the chat, man. Hey, man, we announced earlier we're gonna start doing podcasts, like actual podcasts, doing this, just converting them. Gonna do like Spotify and stuff like that. Audio casts we're looking at, but man, I don't know if you have any good podcast app you like to listen to or anything, man. Let us know. Same goes for you, Christy, Patriot. If you guys know have like any podcast apps that you use a lot, please let us know. So, see, Ricky said false allegations have ruined a lot of careers. Even if proven false, it still sticks. Yeah, and they say
That
no
is
bad.
unfortunate. Okay, can I speak on this real quick?
Yeah, yeah,
Coming
go
from
for
a
it, go
woman's
for it.
perspective, men that have had false allegations against them by a female, okay, you are 100% correct. Okay, even on some women, but it usually doesn't go that way. Usually it's more one sided. It's more women will do that against men. And let me, like I said, it ruins careers, it ruins families, it ruins friendships, it ruins everybody has that seed in the back of their fucking head, even if they are proven innocent, even if they have the proof right in front of you and they're showing it to you. There's still a seed of doubt in somebody's head. And to me, that is god awful. And any woman or man, I'm speaking as a woman right here. Any of you bitches want to go make false allegations because you didn't fucking get your goddamn way, get the fuck over it.
Damn. True though.
You should
True.
have fucking charges filed against you for doing that shit and trying to ruin somebody's life. Go fuck yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, like, I know not everybody's on that same page, but man, particularly, people like us, we don't take that shit lightly, man.
Now, and
And
another thing I'm going to add here, it
yeah,
makes it harder for the women who have actually had shit happen to them.
yes,
Women that have been SA'd. Women that have had people beat the crap out of them. Fuck you and you fake bitches and your fucking agendas. Fuck you all.
and like, dude, like I said, we take that shit seriously, man. Like, you know, shit can happen to those people who are accused of that, man, and that's like we were talking about earlier, innocent until proven guilty, man. Because you know, I mean, you guys know what we're talking about here. Either you know, or you don't know. Shit happens to those kinds of people, man, and that's not something to fuck around with. Like, and not only that, but like Death Kitty saying, like, dude, what about the women who have actually been through that? You know, that's a slap in their face. That's more than a slap. That is pissing in their fucking face, man. That is disrespectful to those women because, man, like, dude, crime is one thing when like I've got to support my family. I need food, man. My kids got to eat. You know, that's one thing, man. But there are certain unforgivable crimes, and to lie about that, in my opinion, is just as bad as doing it. And
Exactly.
therefore, I think you should face the same fucking consequences. But that's me personally.
Absolutely. They should. They 100% should. And the problem is that they don't.
Yeah. But dude, I mean, there are certain people that have been accused of it that I don't I can't see it. I could be wrong. Maybe they really are guilty, but I feel bad for them. I feel bad for what they've gone through just because somebody claimed it. I feel really bad, dude, for the things that have happened to them, will happen to them, everything. And I mean, aside from that, dude, like I said, there's so many of the people who do it, so many of the assaulters that do it, that are just they just carry on. they carry on. They have no remorse for it. They have no, like, they don't even think twice about it. If they do, it's definitely not in a remorseful way. I'm trying to watch my fucking how I word everything here for YouTube, but and what about those people, man? They're
Hmm.
walking the streets, re-offending constantly,
Hmm.
and they're walking the streets, but they're people who haven't done anything that are locked up and suffering.
So I have a theory
We,
on all of this.
yeah,
You ready to hear it?
hit me.
Okay. So we started making it. Okay, so back years ago, and I'm talking about like 40 plus, 50 plus years ago, it was actually very difficult for a woman to make a report, whether she was like beaten, essayed, whatever it was, whether it's by her old man or somebody, right? She had to go through a little bit more loopholes. It was a lot more difficult to bring that person to justice. Then all of a sudden, we started swinging that pendulum the other way. And it made it to where anybody, any woman that said anything about anybody, it was automatically just like not innocent till proven guilty. It's that person's guilty, right? So, my theory with this, look at the United States in its history. What has been happening in the last 10 years? Men have been in women's sports, right? The problem with the whole, and I'm going somewhere with this, my brain, Stender Man. I can tell you're like, oh, she kind of all over the place. Okay, so the pendulum is way over here, making it harder for females. Then it's way over here, making it way too easy even for females that are lying about shit. I believe it's going to swing back the other way to make it hard for those women because look at what's going on. There's a precursor to it. All these men in women's sports, all these men that can go into the women's bathroom, men, in women's prisons that are raping women. Sorry, essayed women. Sorry, I'm probably going to get us struck. I am horrible at watching my stuff. Horrible. But I don't know. What are your thoughts, Dirty Man?
Well, we're talking about gardening. You gotta rake. We're raking the leaves, so hopefully YouTube will think we're talking about gardening, gardening, gardening. See if we can fight the algorithm. But yes, no, absolutely, and I mean, you see it. I mean, look at the. Um, I mean, it's more than just one the cartel and everything, but there's that one gang up northeast that was doing it too. I mean, dude, they're doing this to women just in broad daylight, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not even like they're trying to conceal it. It's just that prominent that it's just middle of the street, broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
What like while you would think people would be running over and like rescuing her, beat the shit out of the dude or dudes or whatever. I mean, dude, sometimes there's more than one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the justice? Like, what happened to small town justice where it's like, oh fuck no, and you over there and you do something about it.
Yeah. Okay, we
What the
talk
fuck?
about small town justice.
I'm just gonna finish with that. It's like the kids that somebody's just getting the shit kicked out of them by 20 fucking people, and they're sitting there with their fucking phone recording it. It's like, dude, there's a time to let people fight it out and get it out of their system. But dude, when you got 20 people kicking the shit out of one little kid or something, dude, jump in there and fucking help them. What the fuck are you doing?
Absolutely.
Just stand there and record it. Why are you recording it? Is this fun? You want to go back and watch it again? Get some more fucking
Absolutely.
likes on your social media? Like, oh hey, I got 10,000 viewers of me recording me watching some kid get the shit kicked out of him. Is that
And
really
that,
like is a view and a like so fucking important that that's what we're gonna resort to for it?
exactly. I mean, you see how many influencers like do some like really crazy shit to try to get more views and shit. Like it's insane. It's insane. And you're talking about small town justice. So you guys in the chat, Standard Man, he belongs like back in the 1800s. That was his kind of small town justice, where the lynch mob would come out and get that motherfucker. That's Stoner Man's like version of justice. I tend to agree with him because I think a lot of people get away with way too much, including the people that lie about people.
Yes.
I'm going to be back. I know you're trying to respond to the chat, but maybe you could read them on here.
Yeah. I'm just shooting a couple responses here. So I'm gonna roll back here a little bit. So Chrissy said, more reason we need to stand on proof and shut down chatter. Absolutely. That's kind of what we were saying earlier, man. You know, certain things like always everything you hear, they say that there's a little bit of truth in every lie. Take even the lies you hear. I mean, listen to them. You know, don't jump on that bandwagon, but take it with a grain of salt. Listen to it, remember it, because there might be some truth in there that you can use later to piece something together, whether it's proving innocence or proving guilt. You know, like always listen, even if it's a lie, even if you know the person is just spewing straight, horse shit. It's still good to listen. I remember growing up, you know, my dad would have news playing, but he would have like picture in picture and shit, and have multiple stations playing, you know, and like he'd have like TV in here with fucking one station on, and picture in picture another station, and another TV in here, news station, another news station on, picture in picture, and he'd be listening. I'm like, why are you listening? Aren't they all saying the same thing? He's like, I was little. He was like, no, son, I'm listening to what the other side is saying, and it made me realize like, wow, you have to know your enemy. You know, you have to hear what the other side is saying, even if it's bullshit. You want to know what they're saying. You know. Um, I lost my place here. Holy shit. So Razor Ricky said, like the Chris Kyle and Jesse Ventura situation. Um, Man, I've heard so many contradicting things about Chris Kyle, dude. It is insane. I mean, I know Hollywood put their twist on it and all that shit, but I mean, I've talked to a few people who supposedly knew him personally, um, that were in the military and everything, and even then, I've heard contradicting stories. Man, I don't know, man. I really can't speak on that one. I wish I knew more about it. I wish I could hunt down some more info on that. But man, I'd like to do an episode about that sometime. Gabe said we're all taught that we are innocent until proven guilty, when in fact we are guilty until proven innocent. Yes, yes, man, and you know we're so focused on making all these laws, but we're forgetting the basic ones, just like that. Justice is just us. I like that. That's true. Gabe said the fact that you can't say that word on here is insane. Like I said to chat, they don't want awareness brought to this. You know, like everything's a trigger for everybody. Like, man, just suck it up, man. Like, you gotta have thick skin in life, man. And I mean, you, there are a lot of people who have, once again, I'm just trying to choose my words carefully here. There are a lot of people who have been through that essay, and they can say the word, it doesn't trigger them. It's not offensive to them because they're like, yes, we need to bring awareness to this. We need to do this. We shouldn't be afraid to say that word or talk about this. Like Death Kitty said, I think it's already starting to take that turn to where it's not okay for women to speak out about this. It's only okay for those who are of high status or are bullshitting. Nobody should be afraid, and everybody should be able to speak out. Absolutely. Um. Oh, Chrissy, I didn't even see your comment when I said that. Also, make women women again. Absolutely. And dude, one thing I gotta say is, oh, perfect timing, Death Kitty. I am so grateful for Death Kitty because, dude, she is a real woman, man. You know, she I mean, as you saw on her rant earlier, she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's not afraid to, stand her ground, and she's not a pushover, but she's not masculine. She knows when to be feminine. She knows it's okay to be a woman. She knows when to be a woman and when to be a lady, all of that. Like, dude, that's what we're talking about. Like, everything's like situational. Like, it's okay for a woman to stand up for herself and be strong. And I mean, dude, what happened to like cowgirls and country girls, who grew up on farms and shit, and they may not have been as strong as the men, but they would damn sure give the men a run for their money. Like, dude, there's nothing wrong with being a woman and being able to do some shit. I mean, dude, look at Tulsi Gabbard. Like, whatever your opinion is on her, like, dude, she's a woman who is in the military and she's a fucking badass. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She's a badass. She's not expecting special treatment. She's not expecting, to be treated, lighter than the men because she's a woman. She's still a badass, dude. Like, and, it's like women will either, they want their cake, to be able to have their cake and eat it too. Like, they want this feminism crap, but then they still rely on men. They're completely hypocritical, or they want to be men. Like, what the fuck? That's the two options. And the same go with men, man. The same fucking go with men. Oh, I'm way behind the chat here. Sorry,
Babe,
guys.
babe,
What?
babe, babe,
What?
that was sweet.
Seriously, man. Like, dude, and that's one thing. Like we've kind of touched on before. We really want to help, especially female artists. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not a jumping on the feminism bandwagon because, dude, neither one of us agree with that shit. We want good role models for the young women. We want good role models for young men too. But look, dude, I mean, we got people like Church, man. We got people like Trey. Men are coming out of the woodwork here trying to carry that on and do the same thing. I don't feel like there's enough women. We still got Swifties out there, and that's a fucking problem. She's not setting good examples for young women whatsoever. We need more women to set good examples. So, once again, like I said, Death Kitty, I really think that's should be a focal point for you, man, because you know I really feel like you have a lot to offer in that aspect of you know when to be strong and stand your
So,
ground and when to have that submissive side. It's all that balance.
so I'm gonna tell y'all, as much of a woman he says I am, my one of my actually two of my best friends that I call sister, dude, they're even more women than I am. Like, And I'm not talking about they're more of a woman because they get their makeup done and their like fucking nails done. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about in the sense he mentioned. I'm talking about like they could talk more shit than I can. Like I'm talking about like they call everything out. They don't give a fuck. Like seriously, that you know, there are women like that out there 100%. And there are women that are out there that are better at it than I am. And I'm like, hey, I will be your best friend because you're fucking amazing.
And one of those women, I am proud to call sister.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I really got to catch up on the chat here, Death Kitty. If you want to split it with me here, Patriot from the Hood says 1800 justices. Absolutely, man. Dude, when you have a problem and you could just fucking just solve it right there. You know, whether skin on skin, whatever, man. Like, I really feel like we need to bring back just, some people just need to throw down and get out of their system and settle their score between each other. I mean, dude, what happened to, hey, we're gonna throw down, we're gonna throw hands, we're gonna help each other back up, brush off, and we're cool. We're cool now. We need more of that. Gabe said that's triple T logic. Filming Adam yelling like a 3-year-old at Walmart to get clicks and views. Yes.
Totally.
Yes. Like, dude, if that's all that was really about, other than just, of course, intimidation, dude, that's sad. And I already know, like, they would stoop that low. I try to be positive. I try to say, nah, man, surely they're not stooping that. Yeah, yeah, no, they fucking are. They are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chrissy said, tactics of the enemy. Yes, knowledge is power to know how to move. Georgia Redneck, what's up, man? What's up? We're behind in the chat, man. We're catching up. Gabe said, I identify as a billionaire, so someone owes me lots of money. My bank account doesn't reflect my identity. Oh, man, just wait for the fucking social credit score to fully kick in, man. Anybody watch the Orville, dude? Seth MacFarlane, I really don't like him, man. I really don't like him for a lot of reasons. But the Orville, I was always a Star Trek fan, man. TNG, Picard, fuck yeah, all the way, dude. But it really kind of is like, it's like a Star Trek, but comedy. It's kind of weird, man. But if you watch it, dude, there really are some episodes that are really trippy, and there's one basically like that. They go to the planet and they have like basically a social credit score, and you wear these badges and you got your score, and anybody, if you upset somebody or they just don't like you, they can like take credits away from you and all that. And if you get to a certain point, I can't remember what happened, I don't want to ruin it anyway, but basically there's severe repercussions if you get down to zero, and shit like that, man. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much what we're headed to. Yes, Death Kitty, if you haven't subscribed to Just Doing Podcast, she dropped it in the chat. Just Doing, guys, I'm not sure how, I want to say too much. I want to wait and see something in the chat. Let me know in the chat, guys. But, man, I know you're trying to be careful. So, but Just Doing, guys, please, Gabe, check him out, man. Good show. They're always talking about cool stuff, man. I really got to watch your show from this morning, man. I wasn't able to catch that, but,
Did they have
yeah,
another one
man.
this morning?
I think so. I think they said Friday at 5:30 a.m.
Did I miss one, Gabe? Let me know.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, shit, man. I was trying to catch it, but Patriot said, "What happened to the tomboys that still wanted to be treated like women?" Dude, yeah, like
Yes.
there's no tomboys.
Yes.
Where are the tomboys? Yeah, I
Dude,
mean,
whenever I was a kid, my mom, my poor mama, my mama wanted a girl because she thought she had a girl, and she tried to put dresses on me, and that shit did not work out. My first day of like fucking kindergarten, Like, I come back with my dress all muddy. Granted, I got in a fight with a boy. I've fought more than one boy before. But anyway, yeah, I got in a fight with a boy and he pushed me down in the mud. Anyway, um, you know those old Walmart shoes? Kids' shoes that were like suede, not suede, they were like that cloth material. Do you remember that, Stunner Man? Anybody in the chat, y'all remember those?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Whoa, what were you asking?
The shoes that were like cloth material you get from Walmart, the kids' shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yes,
They were
okay.
like
So
the
my
weird,
mom,
funky, like mix of colors and shit.
well, mine were white. They when they first came out, they were white, but I'm older
Remember
than
they had
you.
like it was like every like they had the different stitch lines and they're all like different colors. They're ugly as fuck.
Well, mine were white, completely white, and because they were just so pristine and white. My mama again is like, here, baby girl, here's some brand new shoes, and what do? I get them all muddy, like I'm always outside playing. Like, okay, I'm half Hispanic, you guys, if y'all can't tell. I'm Native American, Irish, Scottish, and Hispanic. And I will tell you right now that whenever I was younger, I was so dark. Like my brother, my oldest brother, he'd be like, "Yeah, you were dark ass Mexican." But anyway, like that's just the level of tomboy I was. My mom, again, she tried again to put me in this nice little like two-piece, outfit for a band concert we were having back when I was in 5th grade. I don't sit right in dresses, and I didn't then. And I remember I was in that concert and my mom's like trying to like talk to me from the audience, like, and I'm like, what? What? And my sister's sitting right next to her. She's like, your legs, girlfriend, your legs, because tomboy. I don't do dresses. I didn't do dresses. I didn't. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll cross my legs, but I crossed my legs in the way that you shouldn't, and it made it worse. My sister busted out laughing. My mom was like, I thought she was gonna fight. Anyway, yes, bring the tomboys back. You
Yes,
there, Stutterman?
absolutely. Yeah, I'm here. Hey, Death, can you check your messages? But yes, man, absolutely, guys. Sorry, I got distracted there, man. I apologize, guys. Apologize. All right, back to the chat here. Come on, work with me. Let me catch up here. I had to leave the app. All right, we're back. So Chrissy said, "I'm against feminist. Also, don't agree with women being in the military. Even though I disagree, I wouldn't step on a woman's right to do so." Absolutely, man. The only problem I have with women in any kind of like whether it's you know law enforcement, first responder, military, anything, is you gotta rise up to what is expected of you. If you can do that, fuck yeah, man. I support you, man. Absolutely. But I do not support women who expect special treatment in a field where something is expected of them like that. I mean, you have to be able to perform your duties and you have to be able to keep up. If you can't do that, that's not the place for you. If you can, I support you all day. Absolutely, Chrissy.
100% agree. And there are
And
very few women that can actually go to toe with a male and do it. And there are
oh yeah,
women that can. Very few, but there are those that can. I don't believe that they should open it up and give extra points to these other females. That's bullshit.
yeah. And I mean, Chrissy, honestly, I'm with you. I don't think those are places women necessarily should be. But like I said, if you can perform the duties and rise to the challenge, I support you, man. I just believe certain areas are for men, certain areas are for women. Those lines shouldn't be crossed. But if you can do it, fuck yeah, more power to you. I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm not gonna think less of you or think you know treat you any different. Absolutely not. So Georgia said that's facts. We would shake hands after a fight out of respect. Fuck yeah,
Hmm.
man. Like, I mean, dude, that's once again, that's what dudes got to do sometimes, man. They just gotta get it out of their system. He said, Georgia said, nothing much, work and music, taking care of a child and a girlfriend. Heck yeah, Georgia. I hope everything's good with y'all, man. I'm happy for you.
100%.
Man, got a family. Shit, dude, you living the dream already, bro. Patriot said, y'all seen 1,000 Ways to Die in the West? I believe it's the same dude that created that space show. I think I have seen that. I can't remember. I think didn't Seth MacFarlane play like the main role in that? Gabe said, no, it was yesterday, Thursday. We're going live Sunday at
That's what
5.
I thought.
Oh.
Okay. I
Okay,
did watch
okay.
that one. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. My notifications are messed up.
So just doing
I
podcast,
passed
you
mine.
guys, is on Thursdays, and they do a live every Sunday.
Yeah, Gabe, if you're cool, man, with us helping you out and promoting you, we're all for it, man. I just know I know some stuff's going on. I don't want to get you doing things you're not cool with, man. But we're all for helping you out, bro. Absolutely. We try to share all your promos and everything, man. But yeah, guys, good show, man. Those guys on there always talking about some cool shit, man. It's just a cool spot for everybody to hang out, man. Everybody in the chat's just cool as hell. Just we all get to talking and everything, man. Just some crazy shit.
So
Good
I
time.
will describe it kind of like Ashley did with Uncle Will. Whenever they have their pre-recordings that they've done lately, I've been enjoying after you go to work and playing that while I'm doing my chores, drinking my coffee. It is a perfect podcast to do that too.
Heck yeah. Man, Ashley's always got some good stuff to say. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, like talk about somebody who just they're not afraid to just say what they see, say what's on their mind, man.
Hmm.
I like that honesty, man. Even if you're like I said earlier, if you're wrong as shit, man. If you believe in your heart what you're saying is true, you got that conviction, man. Hey, more power to you, man. I just think more people should just say what's on their mind, man. There'd be so much less bullshit we would have to filter through. Is this person for real or not? Is they gonna do what they say they're gonna do? All that crap, man. Like we just need more honesty.
Dude, that's exhausting. Trying to just filter. It's exhausting, you guys. Like nobody, no human being should have to go through that filtering
Dude,
process daily. Like they have to do it their job. They have to do it on the road to their job. They have to do it at the grocery store, even. These aren't even people that you're even not even really talking to. I mean, like, but you have to filter constantly. It's exhausting.
yeah, I mean, dude, even at work, man, like I do. Like I said before, there's certain people, you just kind of vibe with them. They're cool shit to talk to, man. Like you can just talk and they're good people. But like, I just customer service is hard, man, because it's like okay, you're representing a company. You're trying to sell. You're trying to not just sell, but you're trying to build rapport with that customer, building trust. Like, hey, man, you got big projects going on. We wanna be your go-to. You know, we wanna we wanna get all your work done for you. Want to help you on every build, whatever it may be. And you're trying to interface with that person and build that rapport, build that trust, and it's like okay, I want to be honest. I want to speak my mind, but I'm also representing another company, man. And that's one reason. I wanted to get to the point where I'm running my own shit because, dude, like, I don't want to have that filter. I feel like we're at a time, like I said before, more people are hungry for authenticity and just real shit, man. And, there's some, contractors and stuff I work with. Dude, they don't give a shit what they say. They're going to say what's on their mind. They don't care if it offends you. If it costs them a job, well, you know what? If you're going to be that sensitive, I don't want to do work for you anyway because I've got more work than I can even handle right now, and I'm doing good, man. Find somebody else that's going to, kiss your ass and appeal to your feelings, and, I want to get to that point, and I don't want to be an asshole to people, but, like, dude, there's just certain people. It's like, okay, there needs to be a line, and when you cross that line as a customer, I'm not gonna sit here and kiss your ass, man. If you're gonna sit there, I'm not gonna sit there and be screamed at because you don't have your shit together. You're behind on your deadline. You can't coordinate all your subs and everything, and you're gonna try to take that shit out on me when my shit was on time. My guys are getting their shit done, and you're not going to come at me for your fuck up, and that when you represent a company, you got to sit there and take that shit. You got to bite the bullet and you got to take it and be like, hey man, yeah, you know what? Let me let me speed it up for you. Let me drop everything I'm doing. Let me get some stuff rescheduled. We'll be out there right now, just to keep them happy. And it's like, dude, I want to be able to get to the point where I'm running my own thing and I can tell those people, dude, you're gonna have to wait. That's not my problem. Like, I'm there for you. We're gonna take good care of you. We're gonna, we're gonna make sure you meet your deadline on our end, but we're not responsible for everyone else around us. We're not responsible for you and your decisions you make. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, dude, you can take that or leave it. Simple as that. Um, let's see here. Woo, we got behind again. So Woodchuck said, my daughter is in the dresses. She also likes to wrestle and play fight with me. Dude, that reminds me, I don't know if you ever seen Kick Ass, man, but how he, like, basically trains his daughter to be a badass, man. Like, dude, totally, dude. Teaching a young girl to defend herself and, all of that, and, that's awesome, man.
Absolutely.
Chrissy said special treatment can get someone hurt.
100%. She's
Yep.
talking about when we were talking about the military stuff.
Georgia said, I have a
Mhm.
son, y'all. Oh, shit, I didn't know that, man. Heck yeah. Well, dude, I don't know if newborn or whatever, man, but, shit, congratulations,
Congratulations. We
dude.
did
That's
not
awesome.
know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Got a family, dude. Like I said, that's the dream, dude. That's the dream. Um, Patriot said, like Cain and Abel. Yep. Gabe said, all good, y'all. Lives are Sundays at 5 and uploads are Tuesdays at 7 now. All right, so just doing podcasts. They are live on Sundays at 5 p.m. I believe that's Central Time. Yeah, 5 p.m. Central Time, and Tuesdays at 7 a.m. now. Heck yeah, heck yeah. So, yeah, Gabe, are you just, I don't know if you got like a format or something for your uploads, but interested to pick your brain on some stuff, man.
You may have to message him on AG. He left for the night.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gotcha. Christy said, I'm not going to filter myself. I don't think anybody
100%,
would, Christy.
Chrissy. Get him, Chrissy. You tell him.
Gabe
This
said,
is
well,
why I
y'all have
always
a
liked you, Chrissy.
Gabe said, yeah, well, y'all have a great night. Stoner and Kitty chat. Y'all have a great night as well. It's time for doing sleeping for me. Hey, yeah, night, bro. Hope you have a good weekend, man. Kitty, I'm getting blown up here. Can you handle the chat real quick?
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So I'm going to follow up with, let's see. Woodchuck did mention something that we were talking about. One thing about up north is the customer service is really shitty, but in their defense, especially on the coast, they deal with a lot of rich assholes that think they're privileged and half don't live there. Shaking my head. Okay, so I could totally see that. I've worked online a few times as well, and I have had customers from the Northeast side, and I've totally had people like that. Not all of them, but some of them have been like that, and you could tell which are those type. The other people that you could tell were not the rich assholes. They just lived on the Northeast side, and how you would know is because you kind of have to whenever you're doing online work, making calls or have incoming calls or whatever. But these other people, as long as you were like straight up and like didn't try to bullshit them or anything like that, they were cool as fuck. Like the northeastern people, I tend to get along with really well, as long as they're not like those uppity bitches. Chrissy says, if you comply, you agree to what they're doing to us. Exactly, Chrissy. Exactly. Um, all of us have rights. All of us have a right to stand up for ourselves. All of us have a right to say, no, this isn't okay. That's our constitutional rights. We already have that. We have additional like federal and state rights, right? But like, I mean, just talk about the Constitution alone, we have that. And I believe there's something deeper to that. I think that they constantly are trying to push us and push things on us because it's like, in a way, it's kind of like a spell. They're trying to work on us. Like, okay, um, they just don't want to rock the boat. So we're going to put this out in front of them and they're not going to say anything because they don't want to rock the boat. No, you can't do that. You got to say no right then and there. I agree with you. Absolutely, Chrissy. Oh, and that's where my comment with the Canadian roofer. Um, all right, so the Canadian roofer is the dude's a badass. Woodchuck, everybody in the chat. All right, so what he does, obviously, he's a roofer. He has a roofing company. He is very conservative. Okay, he does live in Canada, but he is fighting like their regime over there because he lives in Canada. And anybody that's like a liberal or shit, like he'll like freaking like take the project out, like the roof out and shit. Like anybody starting shit with him over some liberal agenda or whatever, he'll just tell his people to go grab the shit that they just installed and move on. The dude is amazing because not only is he doing that and standing up for like himself, his rights, and what he believes in, he is standing up for his blue collar way of life, just like you have, Woodchuck. But also, thing about this dude, he actually made a program to where people coming right out of school, if they want to choose to go in some kind of vocational anything, they have like a little short program to where they can go and learn this trade, and you have more workers. But it's just amazing. You should totally check them out. And yeah, that's why I said you should totally go Canadian roofer on them, because if they're going to be uppity and think that their shit don't stink, why not? Right? Let's see here. Customer's not always right, and if a company doesn't see that, I won't work for them. 100%, Chrissy. So back whenever I was a teenager, and even in our parents' days, I mean, they always taught us to say, customer's always right. Kind of like teacher was always right. Adults were always right. So we were like, it was like hardwired in our brains to be like, no matter what, customer's always right. No matter what, authority was always right. But I agree with you because there are some customers, again, that don't care about anybody else around them. They're some selfish pricks, and they will do everything they can, including like almost get somebody fired just because they want a discount on something. Absolutely. Picture from the hood says, "Congratulations on the baby, George Redneck." He's gonna send us a picture, Stutter Man, of the baby. Okay. Hell yeah. So I think I've gotten caught up on the chat. So, since Stutter Man is still not back, what do you guys know about Red Mercury? Congratulations on the baby, George Redneck. He's gonna send us a picture. Stutter Man, can you turn on your YouTube?
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry. Oh, a little distracted. Red Mercury. Not too familiar with that. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if we lost you there or something. Hey guys, this is kind of random, but I'm just gonna drop this real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. Um, man, I just want to say, dude, what we're doing, nobody's gonna stop us, man. We're building something. We're gonna succeed something. Anybody watching this, if they got a problem with us trying to do good, and I've made this clear before, guys, we're always open. If you feel like we're not being real, we're not being authentic, the things that we are preaching, the things that we are saying, we're talking about earlier about staying by your word. If you guys ever feel like we're not supporting the true cause, we're not on the side of the light, we're not trying to help people, we're being false, we're contradicting ourselves, being hypocrites, we're not being authentic, whatever the case may be, we're open. Please tell us, man. But dude, if you have a problem with what we're doing to the extent that you're gonna do what you're doing, bring it on is all I gotta say. Bring it on, because I know in my heart and in my soul what we're doing is right. And if you're gonna try to fight that, not just with us but with anybody, and you really want to try to come at us, all I gotta say is fucking bring it on, man. Because we're not gonna stop. I'm
And
gonna
our
stop when
original
I'm
purpose, yeah, our original purpose is to help other people.
Yeah.
It's not for this. We do this because, hey, we have a time gap. We'll do this. It's not for us. It's for everybody else out there. It's for all these independent artists. It's for all these people that are like for example, Angela Moore that makes her own jewelry. That stuff. Like we'll give a couple minutes for that. Other people that actually do have podcasts that do it a couple times a week, we're going to share their information. All that. It is not for us. We just do this right now because we have a time slot open.
Exactly. And people who really know me know my happy place is being in my solitude, in nature, in the country, far away from the city, all of that. Guys in the chat, Creek Squad, I love you guys. You guys have been so awesome. You have inspired us to do so much, man. You guys have given us and sparked a fire in us like no other, man. We have love and respect for all of the real ones out there and everybody who has supported us and been there, shown us love, everything. Don't think because I'm an antisocial person that my happy place is away from people, that means that I have anything against y'all. You guys are the good ones out there. You guys are the ones we need more of in the world. The lack of you guys is the reason that I want to be away from people, because there's not enough people like y'all out there. But man, it like you want so hard to keep corruption going. You want so hard to keep this dark shit going, to dampen the light, man. And we're not fucking having that, dude. We're not having that at all. We're gonna keep fucking doing until we're in the dirt, man. and it's gonna take a fucking lot to put us there. That's for damn sure, man. I've survived all kinds of shit in life. Death Kitty survived some shit in life, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say on it. But like I said, fucking bring it on. If you stand on the light, we're there with you. We're side by side. Nobody's in
I
front
will
of the other.
say to
But if you're against
any
us, you're on the dark. Yeah, Death Kitty, it's all yours.
any dark viewers out there, you do not have permission. You do not have any fucking authority
Yep.
or anything with what we are doing here or with any of the members of our chat.
And Death Kitty, what did I just
In
fucking say
Jesus'
earlier?
name, you have no authority.
Yes. And Death Kitty, what did I just say earlier in this chat? We were talking about we're gonna make enemies, and dude, the intimidation shit don't work with either of us, man. The intimidation don't work. The spiritual shit don't work with us, man. You know, we're
Dude,
stronger
we're
than that, man.
small. Like, why are they even trying that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
But here's the thing, man. You gotta. I mean, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, dude, it's weird. This whole fucking everything that we started talking about is like tying in together here. Like, they want to try to cut you off before you get to a point where you are big enough, where you do have the ability to make a positive difference. That's why they hit you when you're small, man. It's to know your enemy, like we were talking about earlier. You have to think like them. To defeat your enemy, you have to know what their next move is. You have to know what they're thinking. And when you understand that, when you study your opponent and you understand that, you understand what they're trying to do, and you can adapt to it. We're talking about being fluid with the situation, adapting. Star Trek, fuck, we were talking about fucking Star Trek, the Borg, they fucking, recalibrate themselves and everything to build defenses, like our immune system almost, this is no different from our immune system. We are adapting. We are adapting. But, yeah. Anyway, I know we got way off topic, guys. I apologize for that. But once again, I mean, this is about something specific, but this can be broad spectrum. This could go to many situations. Man, don't let them fucking intimidate you. Don't you know in your heart what you're doing is right. Keep fucking going, dude. Don't let those scare tactics happen. What I've learned in life, man. Well, one of the most important things is that, and people are always gonna talk some shit, man, but very few will actually step up to the fucking plate.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
Back to the chat, guys. Unless Death Kid, you want to touch on anything else on this topic?
I think I got it actually caught up. I would like to go over like one or two things
And
that
sorry,
was said
guys,
in the chat.
we're here to chill, man. We're here to have fun. We're here to be positive, man.
Okay, so
we're
I'm
gonna
going to
get
go
back to
back into this a little bit. The reason why he stopped that and everything else right then and there, this man right here, Stanaran, cares more about other people than he does himself, including you in the chat. And if he feels like y'all are being attacked just as a bystander to us, that's why he goes into that.
Yep.
Because he is protective. He is very protective of anybody. Like he feels like anybody who's even just like here just to try to hang out. So
Yeah. Like I said, man, you guys have been so fucking good to us, man. We kind of just popped out of nowhere, man, and you guys have shown us love, man. And that's all we ask, man, is just give us the opportunity. We were talking about earlier, opportunity, man. Give us the opportunity. Let us prove ourselves. I don't want anybody to just look and say, "Oh yeah, these guys say this. I'm gonna believe everything." Man, pick us fucking apart. Pick us apart. Question us, man. We're not gonna get offended by that. Question the fuck out of us, and we'll answer to the best of our ability, man. We don't always have the answers, man. We're never gonna have all the answers, like. it's cool, man. But we're here for all of you guys, man. Not just the independent artists. We're here for everybody who believes in the authenticity and integrity. Everything, man. We're there.
Absolutely. And this is why we push it so far. We try to do that for the independent artists. Like I said, we try to do that for small business owners, even people that don't even have a business that are just like trying to do some side hustle shit, and it's their dream to get there one day to maybe do their own business or whatever. Anybody who's writing anything, if you're writing a damn book, fucking poetry, I don't give a shit. You let us know and we'll be like, hey, you want to come on, you want to talk on here, we will give you the floor. Or hey, if you just want us to show pictures of your product, we don't care. Whatever you want, we will do that.
Oh yeah, and like I was saying earlier, man, like I'm a recluse. I don't give a fuck about popularity. Dude, I don't care if I have 100 followers or a million followers. I want more because I want to help y'all, man. I want to help y'all, and I know that those having that higher following means getting more exposure for y'all. But for myself, for Death Kitty, I don't give a fuck about
Hmm.
any kind of fame, dude. This is about you guys. We are spending money out of our pocket. We are doing this on our time for you guys, man. And if we have to spend more, fuck it, we'll do it, man. And that's why we always ask you guys, please give us feedback. What can we do better, man? You know, we want your guys' feedback. We want to know what we can do to make a difference, man. If you guys say, hey, I think you doing this isn't really helping much, but I think this would be, something that would really help get us out there. Let us know, man, and we'll do different styles of shows. We'll do different topics, whatever, man. We'll do, maybe a separate segment, whatever it could be. But please always let us know what we can do better, man. We're never going to be offended. If you say, hey, man, you guys just sit on here on camera and just ramble about dumb shit, I think it's boring. Tell us, man. That's feedback. That
Absolutely.
that makes us better, dude. Like,
Hmm. And the
but
only reason why, like we're not afraid of positive criticism, but also if it'll help us to be better, to where it'll get his, you know, like subscriptions and everything higher, to where he can help more people, not for us, for other people.
and that's why you promo everything. It's to get these people exposure and everything. Like, but like George just said here, y'all appreciate it because y'all share everything I put out. Really, thank y'all and thank you for the interview too. For sure, man. For sure, dude. I know like I said, man, I just don't have enough time to share stuff all the time, man. But yeah, dude. I, the fact that we can make your day happy with an interview or a share, man. Like, even if you're not getting that view, man, like a single view from it, just hey, somebody shared my music, man. Like, being somebody who played in bands and stuff like that and all that, you're like, dude, I know what a boost that can be, what that feeling can be like. You just get that fire inside you, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, man, I did it. Like, I think people need that, and the fact that it can be authentic, and I feel like that's why people not being able to speak their mind and like watch what they say and like, oh yeah, I can't say anything negative or anything that might hurt this person's feelings, so I have to, like, that takes away the meaning when you do get good feedback. I mean, to me, that's no different than a participation trophy. What's the point if everyone's getting a trophy? What does it mean? Like, it's supposed to be something special. Like, look, I worked hard and look what I got from it. I got first place or second place, whatever. I got third place. Well, you know what? Next year, I'm going to make that first place. I'm going to work harder and I'm going to train harder, whatever it may be. Like, I feel like it's watering down and taking away the meaning when you're not real and you're not honest like that. It's like people who tell that white lie just to save hurting somebody's feelings. Okay, well, if you know everyone tells a white lie, what happens in your head? In the back of your mind, you're always questioning, okay, well, they said this. Were they being honest or were they just trying to save my feelings? And it makes you wonder, and dude, that shit will drive you crazy. It's like, dude, just be honest. White lies make people question your honesty.
And not
So is a
just
white
your
lie really
honesty.
okay?
And not just
Sorry,
your
girl.
honesty. It also makes you question reality itself. How are
Yeah.
you supposed to, if you are a person who is striving and has integrity, you're always striving to be better than you were the day before. You're not trying to compete with anybody else around you. You're just trying to compete with yourself. And if people aren't telling you the truth around you and you know it, you know how much of a mindfuck that is?
Yeah. Let's see here. Creek Squad. Patriot said, sounds bad, but it's true. The same way. Christy said, need more light like that. Georgia said, haters will ruin you if you let them. That is true. Only let them, man. Only if you let them. Christy said, love how you said that, Death Kitty. Positive criticism. Absolutely. Georgia, there you go. Georgia, that's like getting a trophy just for showing up. If I'm going to make it to the top, I want to earn it. Exactly, man. It's more meaningful that way. Like, man,
Mhm.
if I do something and it's shit, I want to know. If you're, the most badass in what you do, because and you know that everybody has to tell you that because you can't say otherwise because it's offensive. What's the point, man? Everyone has to tell you you're awesome when really you're shit. Uh, I don't know how you could be okay with yourself like that, man. Chrissy said, feelings change. Why be worried about feelings? Yes. And man, I mean, we were talking about the other day with someone about that, bullies. Like, it's not okay to be a bully and, like promoting being a bully is not okay. But here's the thing, man. It's like it's that necessary evil. Like bullies test you, and it's that you either have to nut up or shut up. They do help you build thicker skin, man. And it's like it. Bullies are bad, but also what do? They make you stronger. It teaches you to stand up for yourself, man. And I don't think we need to promote bullying, but I think we need to teach rather than get rid of bullies and saying you can't be a bully, we need to teach everyone to stand up to bullies and how to defend themselves and stand up for themselves, and by doing that we would make sure that there are no bullies because I mean, what does a bully need? They need somebody to pick on, somebody to beat up, whatever. If they can't do that, they don't have that opportunity to do that, then there would be no bullies. Because anytime one tried to start and tried to bully somebody, they would get put back into their place and they would learn, hey, don't do that. See, picture for feelings change, times change, things change, people change. Yes, Patriot, absolutely, man. Being fluid, man, going with the situation and adapting. Anyway, we got off all kinds of shit here, guys. But man, what I think it's time to take it to a little bit of a lighter note, man. Um, So I know we have had a couple drops today. I know we've had Killdozer I think dropped one. I know we've had James Luker. We have not listened to it yet. We're wanting to do a reaction to it, but James Luker and Just Trey did their track today. Man, I can't remember what the name of that track was. I'm gonna have to see if Death Kitty knows. But man, some good music dropping. Let me see if anything else dropped here. Anybody in the chat knows anything? Let me know. Burning House was Killdozers. Let me see if I can find Trey's here. New Age Outlaw. Yeah. So yeah, guys, definitely, man, go check those out if you haven't yet. I am excited for those. But yeah, man, like we said earlier, got a little announcement coming up maybe in a week or so. And man, I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait. Trying not to give it away, but I really, really want to. But man, yeah, guys, if there's um, anything that you guys ever want to jump on and say, um, you know, this is like I said, this is a place to chill, man. It's Friday. We all worked hard, throughout the week. Some of us gotta go work tomorrow and everything. And, we want to make this that place to chill, hang out. Like I said, man, you guys in the chat, you honestly keep us going. I mean, we can always sit here and just talk about all kinds of shit all night, but we love hearing y'all's input. But anybody that ever wants to do a segment or just jump on for a couple minutes and talk about a topic, man, all we gotta do is to send y'all a link and you can open it up on your phone, computer, whatever, man. But dude, we're always cool with hanging out and talking to people and just shooting the shit, man. So anybody ever wants to jump on, let us know in the chat. We'll get into your link and get you on. All right, Dev Kitty, my turn. You got this. I think you're muted, Death Kitty.
Okay. I sent you a link for Red Mercury on Instagram. Do you think you can share the screen?
It breaks if I that. I know Chrissy was asking about that.
Okay. So basically, and I don't know how real this is, guys. Okay. So Red Mercury, it's Mercury, but it's red. And according to, I'm going to try to play this. Hold on. I'm going to try to do it on my phone. Let's see here. So supposedly, I'm going to turn the volume up. Y'all probably aren't going to hear it very well, but I'm going to try it. So it's also something that they consider vampire vampire mercury. I think that's what they call it. Let's see here. Here we go.
Remember, mercury is a living substance. It's just like water. And red mercury, when you put it in front of a mirror, you won't see the reflection. If you take mercury and you spin it in a circle like this, you create voltage. This is what, when you look at the old world buildings, the cathedrals, they had these orbs up on top of these cathedrals. Those orbs can contain mercury, and they're brass on the outside or gold on the outside.
Okay. So at the very beginning of the video, he has the vial of red mercury. Supposedly, it's red mercury in a mirror, and he flashes it over it, and you can't see it. It doesn't appear in reflection, you guys, according to this. It's also used in very old structures, very old buildings, stuff like that.
Iron on the inside, and they got mercury in the center. And what would happen is if a lightning strikes or the bell would ring, you would get a spiral, which would take place, and you got free electricity simply by just a little bit of mercury. Now, mercury in the mouth is a different story. What about red mercury? That's a great one. So red mercury is mercury mixed with iron oxide. Remember, mercury is a living substance. That's what it is. It's just like water. So when you mix mercury with iron, it'll actually put it together. It won't eat it, but it will put it together. And that's where the whole red mercury comes from. And red mercury, when you put it in front of a mirror, you won't see the reflection, which is really fascinating.
So you mix iron oxide with mercury, and this is what this supposedly is, red mercury. Now, there is a whole rabbit hole with all of this. I looked into a little bit of it. So this supposedly stems from basically the Cold War, according to some sources. And basically, during the Cold War, of course, we were against Russia, and Russia was against us, and Russia was like, yeah, we've got this ancient chemical here, and this ancient chemical, is going to pretty much, any bomb that we've got, all we have to do is include a little bit of this stuff, and it's going to make it tenfold. And this is the reason why they say it is propaganda. It's not true. This is why they say that. But on the other hand, I looked a little bit further, and it actually goes back further than that. This red mercury. And this red mercury, what's interesting is that it repels garlic. So if you have again, in that video, I try to hold up my phone, but that vial of mercury that they've got there, they've got a clove of garlic, and it repels it. It repels it. But they put a piece of gold up there, and it attracts it. And it doesn't show up on a mirror. So it's kind of some freaky stuff. Seriously. But another source, and I sent Stoner Man this, but another source said that this is actually cinnabar. This is actually a form of cinnabar. And cinnabar, it's a red mineral, and it's made of mercury and sulfur. It's been used since the 10th millennial BC. And an interesting thing about this, it was used in ancient, paintings, pigments. The English, after the Romans had left, they were trying to do their own books, like religious books, stuff like that, and they would have pictures and drawings and stuff like that. And on these pictures and drawings, what they would do is they would color everything in. Somebody'd have it pre-drawn, and then these high priests would go in and color it. And it was actually a form of you had to be very prestigious in the priesthood to be able to do this. And cinnabar was actually a component of a color that they would use for this. But it was also has been used in rituals and symbolic activities to represent blood, victory, and immortality. Go back to that first description of what this guy says it is in this video. He says it's a combination of iron oxide and mercury. I think okay, there's a lot of iron in your blood. It's kind of creepy, right? If it's used in rituals and, of course, to represent blood, because it has a reddish color, nothing wrong with that. the victory and immortality. Immortality. Is this an ancient form of the ancient acrum? It was also used in traditional medicines. It is toxic, of course, because, it has mercury. It's also been used to, it's been carved in jewelry before. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this stuff. Let me know what y'all think about that. It's kind of creepy. I'm going to finish out this video real quick, you guys.
Invisible is what's really cool. Now, if you take mercury and mix it with other metals, it will begin to eat them because it's a living substance.
This guy wears very tight green shirts.
Okay, that was the end of the video. But yeah. So they call it vampire's blood is what they call it. This red mercury, they call it vampire's blood. Oh, and that's another thing about this. So after the Soviets and the Cold War, they were like, okay, we've got this thing and we know about this ancient thing and, it'll make our bombs do tenfold, whatever you've got over there and everything else, right? Well, there was another thing to this. And basically what it was, I'm going to try to rewind it.
Remember, mercury is a living substance.
I'm a little ADHD. I already lost it. Okay, so basically, from the research that I did, also, I found that it didn't just go back to ancient times, back before the Cold War and everything else, but I also found that also the Egyptians had this. The mummies would have this in their mouths. So y'all have to do something interesting. Do some homework. Kirsty says, interesting. So going to do research and add this to homeschooling fun.
I was gonna throw something in there too. So one of the odd things, and I've always been fascinated with the periodic table, and the elementary particles. But so mercury, which is Hg, and I believe bromine, which is Br, are the only two elements on the entire periodic table that are liquids. So, I mean, of course, you can liquidize metal and all that, but it is the only one that is naturally found as a liquid as opposed to a gas or a solid. But the periodic table, man, it's a map. It's a map. Because even the way it's structured and everything, I mean, you can look back and see earlier versions of the periodic table. I think one was actually like a circle. But they were kind of supposedly what they say is that they were trying to kind of figure out how to organize everything. And of course, new elements were being discovered, and they started creating them. I think what was that they were using like UUA, UUB, or whatever, so on and so forth, to categorize them because they were basically the it's been a while. I'm gonna brush up on my chemistry, but basically they were the elements that weren't naturally found because they decayed so quickly that they couldn't exist in nature because by the time they're formed they're already almost in that short of time already gone. They're already decayed, and of course as they decay those electrons are falling off and they're stepping down to the element before that. But yeah, those are the only two elements that are liquid, and something's always kind of struck me about that. Like, why? I wonder why. Why just two? Why those two? There's if there's a map, there's a rhyme and a reason to the layout and everything about this table. Why are those the only two? Couldn't tell. I'm not a chemist. I've always had a thirst for knowledge with chemistry, math, physics, all of that stuff. That's, Kitty is the historian, and the writer and all that. I'm the math and the science guy over here. So I mean, that's one thing I really did not pay attention in certain subjects in school, like history and all of that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, American history and all that, I came up around so much of that. I mean, I slept in class and still made straight A's. And, dude, coolest fucking teacher, man. Like, one of the, like, true teachers, man. She was the one that always believed in kind of giving the middle finger to the education system. Her and the assistant principal, I remember they would be out in the hall screaming at each other, like, because, well, the assistant principal, she was a freaking nightmare anyway, but just complex. She had to prove herself. She, wanted everything by the book, and this teacher was like, "No, that's by the book doesn't work. Fuck these state exams. That it's not about just regurgitating knowledge. It's about understanding and learning from the history and all of that. Like a real teacher should." But like, I didn't pay attention to history. Like, because it bored me. And I don't know if that was some sort of subconscious. I was rejecting the false history. I knew that there were holes, and I was just subconsciously rejecting that. I I believe that could very well be part of it. I know for a fact part of it was, dude, you can't just spit out dates and events and names and all of that and expect people to just understand. Like, okay, Martin Luther, fucking, George Washington, 1776, fucking 1812, blah blah. Okay, read that back to me. Like, that's not teaching history. The good history teachers will go and say, okay, this is what happened. This is why. What can we learn from that? Do you see anything in current times that kind of correlate, any similarities, history repeats itself. Could this be happening again? Like, well, was this the right decision to make? She broke it down, and she would question it, and she would make you think. She'd ask you that open-ended question, like, that just, she didn't expect an answer. She just wanted you to think. She wanted to get your brain going. She didn't expect the class to answer and say, well, I think this, I think. No, she just wanted you to think. That's all she cared about. And dude, once she learned, like, hey, I know what you're teaching, and you know, when she would lecture, I was awake. I would listen. But when it came time to do fucking homework, dude, I was sleeping at my desk, and she got on me a few times until I was like, here's my shit, And she's like, all right, you're finished. Cool, whatever. You're making good grades, whatever. Sleep in fucking class. But like, dude, that's to me a teacher, man. I mean, I feel like I mean, dude, I ditched a lot of class. I didn't give a shit. I There were a few classes I barely passed because I didn't give a shit, and I regret that, man. I wish I would have paid more attention. I wish I would have applied myself. And, I'm not passing the blame on solely the education system, because that was a choice I made to not give a shit. That was a choice I made to not apply myself in certain areas. Um, Science and math, I always did apply myself because I had an interest. And, I just feel like if teachers were more engaging, if they didn't sit there and have to follow a curriculum and have to worry about a standardized test, or they were going to lose their jobs or whatever, man. Like, it's not about a standardized test. It's not about No Child Left Behind. It's about teaching kids to think for themselves, teaching them the basics and letting them grow and expand from there. And like dude, I knew more than the school system was teaching at a young age. And that was because I was raised differently. And, I wish more kids had those kinds of opportunities. And, um, yeah, I wish kids had that opportunity, man. I wish parents had more time to be at home with their kids and do things like homeschooling. I know that homeschooling is not easy because nowadays, I mean, you damn near have to, most families have to have a two-income household to survive. And, we've talked about this before. I think the goal is to take the parents out of the home more, put the children in more reliance with the state and the government. And parents should have more time. There should be at least at home with the children to be there for them, to not just teach them, but to show them that love, man, to be that parental figure. I mean, yeah, parenting is about disciplining and teaching right from wrong, but it's also about giving love to the children, man. I mean, you need that. You need love, man. Even as an adult, you need love. I've been thinking about doing the segment on this for a while, the 7 types of love, man. And, you know, I feel like this is what this is about right here is what we're doing is right now is agape. And we're trying to instill and help generate more of every other type of love, man. And, kids need that. Adults need that. We all need that. And but the children need it the most, man. They need to know what to expect from people. They need to know, hey, we need to expect this love, and we need to yearn for it, so that way when we go out in the world and see how the void it is of this love, we can try to bring it back, and we can try to spark that up again, man. But I feel like we're teaching these kids it's okay to be not just okay, it's cool to be a fucking broken home. Like, that's not cool, man. The people who come from broken homes and come from, bad childhood situations, they can tell you straight up, it's not fucking cool. It's not. It doesn't make you something. It doesn't give you cred, man. It's like the whole, you got to go to prison to have any street cred. Like, no, man, it's okay to not be a criminal. If you have been a criminal because of hard times, like we were saying earlier, that's what you had to do to survive. That's one thing, man. But to go out and shoot somebody or, pew somebody for credibility is, or to make a name for yourself, that's not fucking okay, dude. That's not okay at all. Chrissy, school's boring. Very seldom do you get an awesome teacher. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
And I've had, I'd say 4 teachers that were those diamonds in the rough, man. That were just, they didn't follow nor believe in the curriculum, and they broke the mold, man. Um, Chrissy said kids were not made to be in a chair, they were made to explore. Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Parents have to give kids that homeschooling is easy. People make it hard. Yes, society makes it hard, Chrissy. Like I said, there's when you have to have both parents working, where do you find the time for the kids? I mean, you gotta come home and you gotta upkeep the house. You gotta make dinner. You've gotta whatever you might be making lunches for the kids the next day. um, whatever you might be having to do repairs on the house or do repairs on your vehicle because you gotta have transportation to work. Where do you find the time for homeschooling, man? And I feel like so many parents are just they're like, I can't work and do both at the same time. I gotta sleep because I gotta be on point, like for work and all this. And it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be a struggle to homeschool your kids. Everybody should have that opportunity. Opportunity again. Discipline shouldn't be a trauma, should be a teachable moment. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Like, it's like the highly, once again, choosing my words here, highly physical forms of parental discipline. You know, like, dude, there are very rare occasions where that's necessary, but the majority, 99.9% of times, that extreme physical form of discipline is not necessary. And I'm not talking about a belt or a switch. I'm talking about, like, you know, to a level that's a little more extreme. Like, dude, there's no need for that. That's not discipline, man. Sometimes just disappointment, man. Disappointment is can be disciplining, man. Like, when you grow up and you have respect for a parent, and you know that they have an expectation for you. Here's a level of expectation they have for you, and you don't meet that, and they say, "Hey, you know, I I'm disappointed in you." That right there can be enough, man. That can hit you at a point to where you're like, "Wow, that rocked my world," and I don't want to disappoint again like that. I want to do better. Did you have to use extreme force? Did you have to make a traumatizing moment? No, you just made it clear that as a parent, you had a level of expectation. Your child did not meet that level of expectation. You're making that clear to them. And I believe if you're raising that child right, sometimes that can be enough. That can make
Mhm.
them drive to want to do better, and once again, it's all circumstantial. Every situation's different. Sometimes a switch is needed, man. You Andy Griffith kind of thing. You set the barn on fire. You should have been playing with matches. Go pick a switch. Like, dude, it's all situational, man. It's Parents should have the right to choose. They shouldn't go too far. Parents should be disciplined if they go too far, but there's a line of when you can say, okay, I'm the government and you're the parent, and I'm saying you've gone too far. Like, there should be certain rules, simple rules. Don't BAT them, just don't neglect them. But for the most part, a parent, I believe, should have the right to choose their disciplinary method. Let me see. Patriot said, I had some cool teachers. Some of them were from the South, like Florida and South Carolina. Some were from New York, but there were no union in Texas. There were no union in Texas. Huh. Patriot, sounds like you might have traveled, man, or that you just had teachers from all around, man. But yeah, man, fill us in. Did you travel around a lot, or? Chrissy said, doing stuff at home like repair, cleaning, etc. is homeschooling. It's not all bookwork. And Chrissy, fuck, that's a hell of a good point. That really is. I mean, it's those life skills. It's not just about teaching your kids what to be as a person, but life skills, how to survive, man.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Absolutely.
cleaning the house is a skill.
Mhm.
You live in filth, you get sick. You especially if you have kids and stuff. Clean house is important. Understanding how to cook, man. Like Death Kitty and I were we're pretty traditional. As far as our roles and everything. Man and woman and all of that. Dude, I'm the fucking cook, dude. And you know, dude, don't Death Kitty can cook. She can cook, especially bake. Oh hell yeah! But like, dude, I enjoy cooking. I don't think there's anything wrong with a dude cooking, man. I mean, I used to be a chef and I enjoy it. I like to eat, man. I love to eat. Food is fucking awesome. So yeah, I like to cook, man, and I don't feel like there's any shame in that. But dude, Death Kitty, she's the one who makes breakfast. She puts the coffee on in the morning. She feeds the animals. She makes lunch. She does everything until I get home, and I whip something up at the end of the day, and but she still cleans the house. She still takes care of the homestead. And dude, those are skills. Can I do all the things she can? Yes, because I've been on my own. I've been independent. I've had to take care of myself, take care of my own homestead. I'm not ignorant to the skill set. I'm not ignorant in thinking that I'm above that or somehow that's not my place to ever know or how to do that. I can and I will if need be, but that's the rules. That's what works for us. Doesn't have to be that way for everybody, man. We're not saying this is how it has to be for everybody or you're wrong. It's just what works for us, man. Do what works for you. Do what works for you, man. If you're a dude and you like cooking, fuck, dude, ain't no shame in that, man. Dude, I love grilling. I love smoking, man. But I'll jump in the fucking kitchen and whip anything up, man. I'm cool with that. You know, Death Kitty cleans. She does the dishes and everything, cleans up my fucking horrendous mess. I'm sure she could probably rant for hours about some of the messes up there. Love you, Kitty.
So we've
Anyway,
had ideas about making little like clips for social media, and you just tell you hear the Kill Bill
mm-hmm,
background
mm-hmm.
song, the soundtrack. Yeah.
All right, you gotta tell them that every dish in the house.
When he cooks, he pulls out every single dish in the whole house. I don't know how he does it every time, but he does it. That and like whenever he spices something, it's all over the stove. It's never just in the pan. It is all over that stove. Oil, same way. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm messy. I'm definitely messy.
He's a good cook though. He's a good cook, so
All right, back to the chat here. Christy Silver experience schooling, absolutely. Patriot said, "Discipline helps your kids self-correct themselves when you are not around, and
hmm
responsibilities, I believe, not just teachers." Yes, absolutely.
mm,
Teaching right from wrong, man. I mean, it's like you shouldn't have to think, okay, is mom and dad watching right now? Can I get away with this? No, you should just know, hey, that's wrong. Don't fucking do that. Woodchuck said, "I'm gonna hit the sheets, y'all. Catch y'all guys tomorrow night." Fuck yeah, yeah. Guys, we're doing auditory assembly. We got it fixed. But we are doing Woodchuck, the Black Redneck, on auditory assembly. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna jam some of his tunes. Um, fight the copyrights, and we're just gonna chill, have another chill session, guys. So y'all are welcome, man. Anybody who's there joining us in, if you guys have any requests, any songs you want to hear, shit, yeah, man, let's break them down in the chat. Let's talk about them. Let's jam. Let's have a good time, man. But Night Woodchuck, thanks for dropping in, bro. Always good to see you around, man. All right, guys. All right, well, man, Death Kid, I think it's might be time to call this one a wrap. What do you think?
absolutely. And you guys, I mean, we all know each other on IG, but if y'all ever want a spot in the future, just message me or Stonerman on IG and say, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind coming on, and we'll try to figure out a date. No biggie. Sometimes it gets kind of full. It's really weird. It's hit or miss. Like we'll get really full and then it'll empty out for a week or two. So just let us know.
Heck yeah, for sure. At Patriot, he said 5 different elementaries, 2 junior highs, and 5 high schools. Woo! Man, Patriot, sounds like you might have been, I had dad in the military or something, man. Dad would just travel for work or whatever, but man, we believe in privacy, man, but we always like hearing people's stories. We're about to jump off here, man, but Patriot, dude, um, man, seems like you always got cool stuff to say, man. Cool. I like the way you think and everything, man. If you ever wanna just shoot me a message or something, man, any one of us, man. Shit, man, I like to shoot shit with you sometime, man. Get to know you a little bit, dude. So, yeah, man, hit me up. Always down getting knowing people, but yeah, guys, auditory assembly tomorrow night, 8 p.m. We're doing woodchuck. But yeah, man, thank y'all for joining in. It's always good, man. I love feeling the love from y'all, sharing it around. Um, but if you guys ever have any topics too, if you guys want us to do like cover any specific topics or anything like that in one of these lives, let us know, man. Warriors down, Warriors looking for cool stuff. There's so much to talk about out there. So, like I said, we just kind of freestyle this. We get a couple ideas. Okay, this, and then we just kind of go from there. But heck yeah. All right, guys. Well, happy Friday. Hope everyone has a kick-ass weekend. Y'all stay safe out there, man. I know Oklahoma, man, we're sitting in the 80s lately, man. It is awesome. Hope y'all getting some good weather. Man, it feels good to feel the sun again. I know we're springing forward next weekend. We get more daylight. I am so excited, man. Anybody out there, I'm gonna leave you on a thinker. The sun, man. The sun. I feel a difference. Something about that burning on your skin, man. That sweating, dude. I love it. This gets me pumped, man. I love the heat. I love summertime. I love everything about it. I love the green. I love hearing the birds chirping. This, springtime, man. Yeah, it pumps me up. It's my favorite time of the year. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Good weekend. Thank y'all for joining in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Good night, guys.